Hip-hop has seen its fair share of timeless albums that have defined and shaped the genre, but a classic double album is twice the flex. To be able to sew together a lengthy and entertaining body of work demonstrates a high level of artistic ambition, creativity, and skill. Unlike a single LP, a double album requires more time, effort, and resources to create, which is why it often signifies a major turning point in an artist's career. Even though most fans would not complain if their favorite artist dumped song after song out of their stash, pulling off an enjoyable, no-skip playlist is not necessarily easy. Reason we say this is because dropping too much music at one time can often dilute an MC's impact, overwhelm listeners, and lead to a lack of focus on great tracks and the album as a whole, especially if majority of the music isn't ready to be heard by the masses. The double album is a timely and intentional move, so if the best season to do it is missed, the project can fall on deaf ears or get lost in the mix, due to reasons like poor marketing or even artist burnout, for example. On the other hand, when done right, double albums are often seen as a way for artists to showcase their versatility and depth, as well as to make a bold statement. With twice as much space to work with, a double album can allow rappers to experiment with different approaches to storytelling, lyricism, and cadences, while also exploring vocal tones, styles, and production. Despite all the creative challenges involved, some of the most revered and trailblazing rappers have made extraordinary double albums that have become incredibly influential. These albums not only helped justify their place in hip-hop history, but also served as cultural milestones that resonated with music heads across generations. Before we see who they are, check out the criteria for this category. Both album sides were released on the same day, not to be confused with a deluxe release, bonus material, or a two-part album dropped on different dates. The double album must have 16 or more songs total. Cultural impact. How did the album affect hip-hop culture and the wider music industry? Innovation and originality. To what extent did the album push the boundaries of what hip-hop could be? Cohesion and flow. How well do the individual tracks fit together as a cohesive unit? Is the album's pacing and sequencing on point? Longevity and influence. Has the album stood the test of time? Consistency and quality. How strong is the album altogether, and are there any weak or filler tracks that detract from its overall quality? Conceptual clarity. If the album has a concept or theme, how well is it executed and conveyed throughout the album? Collaborations. If the album features collaborations or guest appearances, how well do they complement the main artists and contribute to the album's overall vibe? Okay, without further ado, sit back, relax, and get ready to dive into the greatest double albums of all time. Number 12. Bone Thugs and Harmony. The Art of War. Art of War was a huge commercial success. The album was certified quadruple platinum by June 1998. Released in '97, it was Bone Thugs' third shot into the industry when they were fire hot. This project presents a generous amount of the group's distinctive harmonies and rapid rhyme styles, as well as collaborations with iconic artists like Tupac Shakur and Eazy-E. Both sections, World War I and World War II, features tracks with Bone's signature sound. The two-disc format provides ample room for each of the 5 members to thug out respectively. The whole album was produced by DJ Unique and includes memorable singles like Look Into My Eyes and Thug Love. Number 11. The Diplomats. Diplomatic Immunity. This is the debut studio album by Harlem-based quartet, The Diplomats, better known as Dipset, which consists of members Cameron, Joel Santana, Jim Jones, and Freaky Zeke. Released in March 2003, the now certified gold double album made for a solid foundation for the rap collective's unique style of street-savvy raps, raw beats, and catchy hooks. Dipset came through with a new sound, mainly crafted by the Heatmakers, and an impressionable swagger of their own, making Diplomatic Immunity a quintessential album of the early 2000s. Undying hits like I Really Mean It, I'm Ready, and Dipset anthem still ring off no matter the time or place. Number 10. Nas. Street's Disciple. Standing 25 tracks tall, Nas's first and only double offering to date touched on rare topics of unity, marriage, redemption, and more. Songs like Reason, Thief's Theme, Just a Moment, and Bridging the Gap, which featured his pop's Oludara, filled out this weighted project quite nicely. While not as commercially successful as some of Nas's earlier albums, Street's Disciple received critical acclaim for its lyrical depth and storytelling, with many critics citing it as one of Nas's strongest works. The album has been praised for its honest and well-rounded approach to a variety of subjects, thought-provoking awareness, and descriptive penmanship in the way the Queensbridge King Nas is known to do. Number 9. Nelly. Sweatsuit. You already know, Saint Lunatic, Mo, got those colossal records. So it was only right that he doubled up when the time was most appropriate. Well, 2004 was the year. Nelly's Sweatsuit is a pair of themed albums, Sweat and Suit. The two-disc set was released separately and simultaneously, allowing listeners to choose which aspect of the star they wanted. The turn up, the chill out, or both. Sweat featured Nelly's trademark energetic bops, aimed at his party people, while Suit provided a more sophisticated sound and targeted his crossover pop audience. The album contains A-list collaborators such as Mobb Deep, Christina Aguilera, T.I., and Pharrell Williams, and features hit singles My Place, Flap Your Wings, and Over with Tim McGraw. Sweatsuit went double platinum plus, further establishing Nelly as one of the top-selling artists in hip-hop history. Number 8. Jay-Z. The Blueprint 2. Hov was on a serious roll when he put out The Gift and the Curse, Blueprint 2, the follow-up to the first volume of The Blueprint. The double album even has a deluxe 2.1 version for those who can't get enough blue magic. Heavyweights like Lenny Kravitz, Kanye West, and Beyoncé all blessed the album. Despite mixed reviews from critics, it's hard to get around classic records like Excuse Me Miss, Some People Hate, Show You How, and Somehow Some Way. Don't sleep on The Blueprint 2. It's a solid stack of cuts in Jay-Z's stellar catalog, no question. Number 7. UGK Underground Kings. This self-titled, double dose of southern rap tunes from Pimp C and Bun B was definitely worth the wait. It is the duo's fifth studio album and was released in 2007. The album is power-packed with flavorful cameos from legendary artists such as Outkast, Talib Kweli, Rick Ross, Charlie Wilson, Kool G-Rap, and more. With standout jams like Swishes and Dosha, The Game Belongs to Me, and Still Ridin' Dirty, Underground Kings is cemented as a consistently good press play for the ages. The album was also the duo's last release before the unexpected death of member Pimp C in 2007. Number 6. Kendrick Lamar. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. The anticipation for Kendrick's fifth studio album was extremely high. The world was exiting a global pandemic and music lovers far and wide wanted K-Dot's take on the current events. We had no clue that he was busy cooking a first and second helping with Beatsmith Soundwave and a crew of other notable producers and guest artists. Mr. Morale serves up 18 nutritious plates, many of which are vulnerable and personal in nature. Said to be Kendrick's most confessional body of work so far, the album speaks to the ways of the world, public expectations, and self-reflection. Songs like Mirror, Silent Hill, Rich Spirit, and Purple Hearts are sure to have you vibing and thinking at the same time. Number 5. Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Forever. This was a very strong sophomore album from the Clan. For many it is the favorite. Wu-Tang Forever was a commercial success, debuting at number 1 on the Billboard charts and selling over 600,000 copies in its first week. The album is known for its rugged production style by RZA, incorporating samples from classic kung fu films, coupled with the group's witty, unpredictable talent and natural game. It is widely regarded as a classic hip-hop album with go-to tracks like Triumph, The Projects, and It's Yours, among others. Number 4. Drake. Scorpion. Drake's fifth studio album, Scorpion, dropped June 29, 2018 and quickly became one of the best-selling albums of that year. Drizzy fed his supporters both sides of his talent with an evenly divided double album, one half talking that talk, and the other half giving his OVO R&B and pop sensibilities. The album's lead single, God's Plan, topped the charts in multiple countries and earned several awards. Scorpion also carries a number of other fan favorites and hit records like In My Feelings, Mob Ties, and Nice for What, confirming Drake's position as one of the biggest names in hip-hop. Number 3. Tupac, All Eyez on Me. Released in 1996, All Eyez on Me is Tupac Shakur's fourth studio album and his first double LP. Pac purged much more of his pain and convictions on this 27-track project. It encompassed a range of topics from social issues, racism, relationships, to a bunch of defiant philosophies. All Eyez on Me holds some of Pac's most popular bangers like California Love, Picture Me Rollin', and Ambitions as a Rider. With its mixture of West Coast G-Funk and Tupac's traditional revolutionary sound, All Eyez on Me is a prime example of 90s hip-hop. The album's massive mainstream success and cultural impact is evidence of Pac's laser-sharp focus and work ethic, considering the short weeks it took for him to complete it after his release from prison. Since his death, several Tupac double albums have come out, including Are You Still Down, Until the End of Time, and Better Days. Number 2. Outkast, Speakerboxxx, The Love Below. Just when you thought the AT-aliens could not get no higher, Outkast puts more space between themselves and the rest of the rap world. Their double album Speakerboxxx, The Love Below, is a certified classic in not only hip-hop but music period. It is universally known as one of the most commercially successful and innovative albums of all time. The record-breaking work of art, released in 2003, debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart and has sold over 11 million copies worldwide and counting. What makes Speakerboxxx The Love Below so special is its organic duality. One portion, Speakerboxxx, captures Big Boy's rap excellence, cool persona, and perfected hip-hop production, while the other phase, The Love Below, conveys Andre 3000's unmatched experimental approach to music, dating back to the 1950s. Both discs are cohesive in their own right, yet distinct from one another, providing a refreshing contrast that showcases Outkast's range and boundary-pushing creativity. The album connected instantly and hasn't let go since. Its mainstream success can be attributed to its catchy hooks, memorable lyrics, and infectious beats, as well as its seamless blend of musical genres. Hey Ya and The Way You Move, two of the album's most popular jams, dominated the charts and solidified Outkast's status as one of the dopest duos of all time. But what truly sets Speakerboxxx The Love Below apart is its originality and artistic expression. Big Boy and 3000 broke the mold conceptually, sonically, and visually, fusing live instrumentation, complex arrangements, and genre-bending mashups together. It challenged listeners' expectations of what a hip-hop album should sound like, and in doing so, paved the way for a new era of creative exploration within the culture. Number 1. The Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death. To some, it's no surprise that Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls, also known as the Notorious B.I.G., created the very best double album in hip-hop history. But let's get into how and why. Coming off of his first full-length project, Ready to Die, Big found an optimistic perspective after gaining more fame, and certainly more fortune leading up to his sophomore album recordings, suitably titled Life After Death. Released March 25, 1997, ironic but sadly enough, the album was a posthumous release, as Biggie had been tragically killed just weeks before it came out. The hip-hop community was still mourning the loss of a great young man when it first heard his masterpiece. Big's untimely demise added deeper meaning to the album's listening experience, although we would have much rather had him in our presence to celebrate such a monumental contribution to the culture. The album delivers a methodical mix of street anthems, club bangers, introspective songs, and collaborations with some of the most valuable players in hip-hop, including Jay-Z, Lil Kim, and Bone Thugs and Harmony. Contagious cuts on the album include songs like Hypnotize, Mo Money Mo Problems, and the 112-assisted Sky's the Limit. But what makes Life After Death so remarkable is its flat-out dopeness on every level. With only one star of the show, Biggie's ability to paint pictures with words shines through on joints like I Got a Story to Tell, while his braggadocious side is on full display on Kick in the Door. The album also bears spooky clairvoyant tracks that explore Biggie's own intuition and mortality, such as My Downfall and You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You. In addition to Big's lyrics and flow on Life After, it is also cherished for its production. The album has a wide spectrum of beats from Puff Daddy and his crew of hitmen. From the smooth R&B inspired sounds of Effing You Tonight and The World Is Filled, to the gritty DJ Premier-laced 10 Crack Commandments, it runs the gamut of top-quality vibes music-wise, whether fast or slow, layered or minimal, dark or lighthearted. The bad boy backdrops are cinematic and tailored flawlessly for Big's every mood. Life After Death has it all: skits, beats, rhymes, quotables, jewels, humor, and unforgettable moments. It's an emotional roller coaster with international appeal. There wasn't a double rap album that covered everything like Life After Death did before it dropped, and there hasn't been one quite like it since. The album set a pure precedence for the music industry that continues to last for decades. Having a dope, well-received double album in hip-hop is a significant and rewarding achievement that can have satisfying effects on an artist's career. It allows for greater artistic expression, establishes a lasting legacy, and can lead to increased success. To this day, it remains a coveted and respected accomplishment in the rap game. So congratulations to these fascinating legends who held our ears and attention for twice the time length. Here are some more rappers who have put out memorable double albums over the years. The Game, Drillmatic, Heart vs. Mind. Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper. E40 might have the most double albums of any rapper, including the one he did with Too Short called History. NBA Youngboy. Don't Try This at Home. Snoop Dogg. Bible of Love. Master P, The Last Don. Corrupt. Corruption. 8 Ball. Lost. Cypress Hill. Skull and Bones. Blue. Good to Be Home. MC8. Lessons 2. Vince Staples. Summertime 06. Big Crit. Forever Is a Mighty Long Time. Daz Dillinger. Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back. Scarface. The Homies. And last but not least, Tech 9. Killer. While you're browsing the net, make sure you check out our website, culturescale.com. We've got free music for you to listen to, cool clothing to wear, and information to learn there. Lastly, if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A lot is coming from us for the second half of this year, so lock in. Until the next run, double down on life.